Have you ever wondered what really happens when a normal flight suddenly turns into a disaster? In this video, you will see real aviation accidents and crashes, all caught on camera at the moment they happened. We will talk about what is known, what remains unclear, and how a single mistake or hidden failure can change everything in seconds. This video is for people who love aviation and want to see the true stories behind the headlines. On November 11, 2025, a Turkish Air Force C-130 military cargo plane crashed in eastern Georgia near the border with Azerbaijan, while flying from Ganja, Azerbaijan, back to Turkey. All 20 people on board were killed, and the cause of the crash is still under official investigation.
Parachute yok.
On November 10, 2025, a Beechcraft King Air on a Hurricane Melissa relief flight to Jamaica crashed into a pond in the Windsor Bay community of Coral Springs, Florida, shortly after taking off from Fort Lauderdale Executive Airport. The missionary pilot and his adult daughter were killed. No one on the ground was injured, and the cause of the crash is now under investigation. On June 13, 2023, dramatic footage captured a light aircraft crashing into the sea off Porthcawl on the south coast of Wales, narrowly missing nearby rocks and overturning in shallow water. The pilot, who was the only person on board, was rescued by emergency services with minor injuries. And the Air Accidents Investigation Branch opened an investigation into the cause of the crash. On January 4, 2024, a small private plane crashed into the sea near the tiny private island of Petite Nevis, close to Bequay, in the Caribbean nation of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The aircraft was reportedly en route to St. Lucia when it went down shortly after takeoff, killing all 4 people on board. On July 11, 2023, a Hala Airlines Embraer EMB-120 on a domestic flight from Garoua crash-landed at Mogadishu's Aden Ade International Airport and veered off the runway into a fence. All 30 passengers and 4 crew members survived, and investigators later pointed to strong winds and wind shear near the runway as the main cause of the accident. On December 17, 2024, a Kamaka Air Cessna 208B on a training flight crashed into a vacant building shortly after taking off from Daniel K. Inouye International Airport in Honolulu, Hawaii. Both pilots on board were killed. There were no injuries on the ground, and the cause of the crash is under investigation by U.S. authorities. On June 16, 2024, a twin-engine Tecnam P2006T trying to make an emergency landing on Interstate 25 near Larkspur, Colorado, hit a highway sign and crashed into a marshy field just east of the road. Both people on board were injured but survived, and the cause of the accident is now under investigation by U.S. authorities.
Should we get out? Yeah, 100%.
On August 31st, 2025, a small Piper Arrow crashed in the Albion Basin area of Little Cottonwood Canyon near Alta, Utah. 2 people were on board. One was killed, the other was airlifted to hospital in critical condition, and witnesses from nearby trails and cabins rushed in to help before first responders arrived.
One's still in the plate. There's 2 people.
There's one people. One's unconscious.
On May 5, 2019, an Aeroflot Sukhoi Superjet 100, operating Flight 1492 from Moscow to Murmansk, made an emergency return to Sheremetyevo International Airport and crash-landed, bursting into flames on the runway. Of the 78 people on board, 41 were killed and 37 survived the burning jet. On June 29, 2025, a single-engine Cessna 150, making a rough landing on a grass strip, flipped over in a yard near Pelzer in Anderson County, South Carolina. The only person on board, the pilot, survived with minor injuries, and the incident is under investigation by U.S. aviation authorities. On July 21, 2025, a Bangladesh Air Force Chengdu F-7 training jet crashed into the Milestone School and College campus in the Uttara district of Dhaka, Bangladesh, during class hours, triggering a massive fire. At least 27 people were killed and well over 100 injured. And while officials first spoke of a technical malfunction shortly after takeoff, an official report later blamed pilot error for the loss of control. On May 9, 2024, a Bangladesh Air Force Yak-130 trainer jet crashed into the Karnapuli River near Patinga, Chattogram, during a routine training flight. Both pilots ejected, one later died of injuries, the other was seriously hurt, and authorities said the jet had suffered a mechanical fault before the crash. On September 13, 2024, a Bulgarian Air Force L-39 Albatros trainer crashed during a training flight near Graf Ignatievo Airbase in southern Bulgaria, while crews were preparing for an air show. Both pilots on board were killed, and authorities launched an investigation into the cause of the accident. On July 23, 2024, a Bell 206 L-3 LongRanger 3 helicopter from Tlajomulco de Zúñiga Airport in Jalisco crashed into open land near kilometer 56 of the Guadalajara-Colima Highway in western Mexico. All 4 people on board survived, 2 were seriously injured, and the cause of the crash has not yet been officially determined.
Guys.
Hey. We're not moving. I'm not fucking. I'm not fucking. Be careful.
Holy shnikes.
On May 2, 2025, a single-engine Cessna 172 on approach to Santa Monica Airport made an emergency landing on the fairway at the Riviera Country Club golf course in Pacific Palisades, Los Angeles, after reporting engine trouble. All 3 people on board and everyone on the ground escaped without injuries, and the incident is now under investigation by aviation authorities.
Eyewitnesses captured the dramatic moment as the aircraft descended over the course, bouncing off the green and a pathway before coming to a stop near the 10th tee. Golfers watched in shock. Remarkably, all 3 individuals aboard the plane were unharmed, and no injuries were reported on the ground. The Riviera Country Club, known for hosting prestigious golf tournaments, was not damaged in the incident. This event echoes a similar 2015 incident involving actor Harrison Ford, who also made an emergency landing on a golf course near Santa Monica due to engine failure.
On May 30, 2002, during a rescue of fallen climbers high on Mount Hood in Oregon, a U.S. Air Force HH-60G Pavehawk helicopter suddenly lost lift and tumbled about 1,000 feet down the mountain while TV cameras were rolling. All 5 crew members on board were injured, but survived, while the original climbing accident had already left 3 people dead and several others badly hurt. On November 12, 2024, a Bell 205A1 helicopter on a forest firefighting mission crashed on the banks of the Mataquito River near Tricao, in Chile's Maule region, after its tail rotor struck high-voltage power lines. One person was on board and escaped without injury, while the helicopter was destroyed, and aviation authorities opened an investigation into the accident. On June 28, 2022, a Beechcraft V-35B Bonanza, registration N444PM, crashed and was destroyed near Vancouver, Washington during a personal flight. The only person on board, the pilot, was killed, and U.S. investigators later found the airplane had entered a steep, uncontrolled descent before impact.